So I was unfortunately sick with the you know what. And guess what? I had some free time. So what do? Fuck it. Let's watch the original 1999 anime. Before I watch that, let's just watch the two Hunter x Hunter anime movies. There's two of them, and they're both interesting in their own way. And I'm gonna cover both in two separate videos. So today, let's talk about Hunter x Hunter, Phantom Rouge. And before I begin, let me say the standard YouTuber stuff. Like this video, subscribe for more Hunter x Hunter content. This is the Panic Bros. My name is Josue. Just get this started. The Phantom Rouge is about an hour-and-a-half movie taking place immediately after York New City. It details Kurapika's past coming back to haunt him as an ex-member of the Phantom Troupe, Omokage. Omokage? Forgot his name. Wasn't that memorable? The member that Hisoka actually replaced in the Phantom Troupe has come to make a mess of things and actually steal the last of the Kurta clan's Scarlet Eyes. Through his special nen ability, making dolls of individuals with a close association to the person in question. I'm just gonna say it, I don't hate the plot. As far as non-canon movies go, this wasn't that bad. Like, in terms of a narrative that would actually make a fan want to go watch it. But other things are bad. But we'll get to that eventually. We start off with a dream sequence of Killua doing this awesome murder. That felt weird to say. In the middle of this assassination, Illumi comes by to haunt Killua of his inability to be a decent friend. Besides Kurapika, who is essentially the reason why the band is back together for the film, Killua gets the most character development in Phantom Rouge as we see him battle his inner demons throughout, while also balancing as healthy of a friendship as he can with Gon. This wouldn't be all that bad of a plot if it wasn't already covered in the series. This was something already covered in the Hunter exam arc, the Zoldyck arc. I get it's still something that Killua still grapples with by the end of York New, but I guess personally I would have rather it have devoted more time to Kurapika because, Kurapika stops being in the series after York New, and is the whole reason why they're back together for this movie. There really wouldn't be any plot without Kurapika. We have plenty of Gon and Killua in the series, so to spend a good chunk of the movie focusing on characters that we have plenty of time with in the series, and I love Killua, but give that time to the character that dips after York New City. Like, wouldn't that have been great to have watched a movie of? For what it's worth, we do see more of Kurapika's background in this movie though, which I believe is canon. Togashi actually created a Volume 0, a mini story that contains a lot of the same elements as this, as his background in the movie. And parts of this segment is actually mentioned by Kurapika in the Dark Continent arc that we're currently in. Succession Contest arc. We're introduced to Kurapika's childhood friend Pyro, who is nearly blind and accompanies Kurapika to the local village after being granted permission by the Kurta clan elders to pick up groceries for the entire clan. They're advised to hide their scarlet eyes to the utmost degree, but in typical shonen fashion, Kurapika shows off his scarlet eyes. Hey, they told you not to do it, but we got this badass combo from it, and I like some good combos. So, upon successfully returning, Kurapika goes on a quest to find a doctor who can help heal Pyro's blindness, but when he comes back, you know what happens. So, the Phantom Troupe did their thing, including Omokage, who was the number 4 spider of the troupe at the time before Hisoka took his spot. Omokage decides to make a comeback, creates a living doll of the dead Pyro, and in a pretty creepy scene, I might have, he uses Pyro to steal the scarlet eyes of Kurapika because apparently the dolls he creates need real human eyes to operate. I'm still not sure about that plot point. Leorio, while taking care of the now blind Kurapika, calls in Gon and Killua so they can take care of the situation while Kurapika rests up. The rest of the film is essentially Gon and Killua trying to find Omokage while teaming up with a new character, Retz, who also plays with dolls, which she learned from her older brother. I wonder who her older brother is. There's a pretty funny scene during this point of the movie. We're introduced to Retz as a boy, and Killua is pretty jealous of how Gon and Retz are getting along, and in his jealousy pushes Retz to the floor. Killua is able to figure Retz is a girl after he pushes her chest. He fucked her up accidentally. But Gon being Gon was clueless. You gotta love Gon, man. If there's a criticism I need to make of the film at this point, is that the action just isn't all that great. Hunter x Hunter is unlike many other shonens in that action has never been the focal point of the series. But when it does do action scenes, there's usually a real weight and purpose behind it. It makes you truly care about the fight that's happening right there. Not to mention the choreography blends with everything in the way that makes the fight super immersive and really just has you hooked from the beginning of it to the end of it. You know, Meruem versus Netero, Gon versus Hisoka, obviously adult Gon versus Pita, and definitely Kurapika versus Uvogin. The midway point of the film sees a reanimated Uvogin doll fight against Gon and Killua before members of the Phantom Troop come along to end it. We also see the Shadow Beast again for like 2 seconds, which is also just as long as their appearance in the anime, so I guess it makes sense. It's something. Nobunaga hit them with the quickness, and that was that. This was the highlight of the film in terms of its action, as when we get towards the end of the film, oof, no, it's not good. We have this cool combo against Illumi, who is also in this film as a doll made by Omokage and haunting Killua yet again. Doll Illumi means to steal Killua's eyes, but ends up stealing Gon's instead, prompting Killua to want to end his life. I honestly thought that was pretty extreme for his character, I'm not gonna lie. There was a moment earlier in the film too between Killua and Gon that also felt out of character when they got into a weird fight on a plane. And other moments are sprinkled out throughout the film that feel out of place for other characters as well. But besides the point, while Killua waits for this train to come and ram the fuck out of him, a blind Gon comes to rescue Killua. Blind. Gon is blind! It just felt like out of the realm of possibility for Gon, who is blind, to run for miles after Killua and save him from an incoming moving train. How? The final battle is after, and we see Gon and Killua versus Illumi, while on the other side is Kurapika and Leorio versus Pyro. I mentioned earlier that the action in this film just isn't all that great, and we really get to see that here. I know at this point in the story, Gon and Killua just aren't that strong yet, but Kurapika is, for fuck's sake. We've seen Kurapika in action by this point, just completely slaughter Uvogin. Yet this fight is just bland. Then again, he's blind, so maybe that's that. But then Gon is blind! Hisoka eventually comes in, and his role in the film is essentially pointless. He's only really here because he doesn't want anything happening to the main cast, so that way he can eventually do the you know what. But we had this really half-baked Hisoka versus Chrollo fight, and that will unfortunately be the most we will ever see them fight in the anime. This needs to get animated. The one big thing that was worth mentioning was Kurapika's and Pyro's final conversation, which honestly kind of broke my heart. With Pyro out of the way, Kurapika activates Emperor Time to fuck up Omokage, Killua tries to stop him so that he can get the kill. Which goes back to my point of characters just acting weird the entire movie. That was just weird for Killua to do. But it's actually Omokage's little sister, Retz, who gets the final kill. Cause she hates him. Since the Retz we see throughout the movie isn't actually Retz, but a doll he made of her after killing the actual Retz in order to test out his new Nen abilities. Pretty much Omokage is like the Hunter x Hunter equivalent of Shao Tucker. We also see the Phantom Troop for a hot second, and then they're gone. Cool. The movie's ending actually made me tear up though, with the ending song lifted straight from the anime as the main characters all express the dreams that they have. Killua is left not knowing what he wants to do, which was expressed in the anime, and Gon reminds him that he just wants Killua to tag along with him, cause Gon is actually a selfish bastard. We finish with a montage showing characters yet to come. Bisky, Ging, Kite, and even Chrollo is thrown in. So what are my final thoughts? With everything that I just said, it isn't half bad. It doesn't join the upper echelon of best anime shonen movies, but it's not half bad. I think if there's anything I could say that's really holding this movie back is the potential. The drama, the character interactions, the stakes, all had potential. And for us to finally get a Hunter x Hunter movie, kind of just wasted all of that. Everything just felt like one or two notches below what every other amazing shonen anime movie has done. Did I regret watching it? No. You know, at the end of the day, it felt like I was hanging out with the homies for an hour and a half, and I guess that's all I could really ask for. Could I say the same for the next movie?